Everybody to our presentation of Expo, which is our way to make your experience memorable. And we address one of the major problems that international students have during their exchange or their time abroad, which is for once to discover new experiences, to find something interesting for them, and secondly, to store their memories such as pictures or videos of that experience in a comfortable and convenient way. And our solution is to have all of that in just one place where you discover something new, where you discover something that interests you, and where you store that all in a convenient, organized, and categorized way that allows you to easily share it with different groups, such as your family or your friends who you might want to share different content with.
Therewith, we're targeting all international students across Europe, amounting up to like 1.5 million new students each and every year. With our country and our city-based growth strategy, we are entering the Lisbon market first and subsequently stepping into London and Paris as markets, therewith amounting up to 200,000 potential targets. And we're confident to reach market penetration of 25% after year 3 at minimum. And we're turning these customers into revenue with our on our two-sided platform. On the one hand side, due to featured experiences for advertisers offering advertisement space for international students, and on the other hand side, turning the user into money with premium upgrades for unlimited cloud storage as well as brand removals. Like that, we will have a customer wallet of 21 euros per customer per month, which is trajecting into revenues of about 2.5 million after end of year 3. And will lead to a profit of overall about 440k after year 3.
So this is how Expo actually could look like. You see it's more like just the pictures, but the experiences as a whole, and we offer 2 main functionalities. One of which is to explore the new experiences which experience providers, for example, like the sushi restaurant, could place there, and the second one to create a slideshow out of your selected categories. We are the right team for this project because we ourselves were international students in 10 different countries in total, and also each of us already gathered relevant work experience in the field of digital marketing as well as in consulting and finance, for example. We asked the market, so it's not a problem that we see, but also our potential target group. So, for example, 84% like our idea, and the solution offers a great benefit to our customers as well. And I would like to close the presentation with our vision, which is to become the one-stop app for all international students for their study time abroad.
Just a question, that is two. What is different from Instagram? 3 questions. What is different from Instagram? Why will pay much for store than on every box or Spotify for music or wherever? It's a strange price. And the third, why only students? Why not all international travel?
Okay, I will answer your first question. What is different from Instagram? So, first of all, it's not only about the pictures, but about the experiences as a whole. So we address a very specific topic and a very specific target group. So it's like a rather personal place. It's not about the likes, like the shares, like the hustling for getting views, but a rather personal place that you decide which topics you want to share with whom. For example, you want to share different things with your family or with your friends, that you can then decide with a slideshow what to share. And thereby it's also much more attractive for example, like the advertising partners, because we have the students in this place where they're really seeking for experience. And for the second question, I would give over to Marvin.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think you were referring to the 21 euros, right? So that is That is not what users are supposed to pay for this, but what we think we can get out of one user that we have. So for example, users on the one side, if you remember the two-sided revenue model, users might only pay for branding removal or for additional cloud storage, and that is a very limited price. We were thinking about $249 a month if they choose to do so and choose to take a whole lot of pictures that exceed our normal cloud space. And secondly, we have our advertisers, and we were thinking about addressing very small local businesses, so we want to keep that very simple. And we want to work with just a few advertising metrics, such as cost per lead or cost per acquisition. So for example, an advertiser says, I want to have a small event with 40 people, and advertises their featured event on our platform. And then users can sign up for this featured event because they might be interested. And after all, they might show up at the experience, take a picture, really engage with with our advertiser and with the event, and that is where we think we can generate revenue from advertising. And I think I might as well go ahead and do the third question as well. Why international students? Because we think that one of our core benefits lies actually within addressing just a very specific yet quite immense target group that may have different needs from products like Instagram that are just a one-off for everybody, but we could tailor our solutions to a very specific target group and think that that might be a good idea.
But generally it's like that. We thought of the travel as well, but initially we want to start and focus in really niche with like the international student because we can address them better because of the specific needs, and we may have the potential to open up, which makes our market even bigger, potentially.
Yeah, again, it has the same problem as the previous speech. It's how can you create a market? Because for you to have advertising there, and you can provide value on tracking of what people are doing, you need to get people.
Sure.
People, you need to convince them to go there. So, for instance, if you look at Instagram, let's forget about Facebook because it's actually more suitable compared to Instagram. Instagram only started to get revenue in 3-4 years. So, in order to you to sell user profiling, you need to have lots of users.
Yeah, but again, I think there are
so my question is, how are you going to address getting in people?
So I think we have an advantage in that case that we're really specifically targeting the international student or like the exchange student, because the problem is said, like the small market validation so far did show that they have that problem, and if you're offering them a specific solution for that, they would use it. At first it's also like it's that freemium model for the user side, so they don't have to pay initially, but they could be converted like also in the premium version. However, we have it here. We would build up the student side first, and I think we have an advantage also in Lisbon here because we all three of us studying here, approaching.
You're basically mimicking Facebook to startup because it started in university. This is the same way that Facebook works.
Which isn't to say that it's bad, it's just that it's been done and you should learn from what they did and how they did it.
I don't know if you know the story about Facebook and how it
sure.
started on Harvard,
Sure.
then they transmitted, it was started as a ranking for girls. Then it started going to another college, and afterwards when they start looking, it started appearing in university. Okay, and afterwards the parents get in and move from there. So it's basically the same model.
Yeah, like I think the addressing of the like to grow the customer base is not like I think we have a good good network at first, and we have a good marketing strategy to really grow the customer base. And we did like calculations, and what we assume is also that if you are within the app, like you will like search for new events, for example, and then it doesn't need so many people within this app to really make the revenues, because you will actively look for the events and then really click on it and really engage with the app and with the experience provider. So during the calculations we made, we came to these numbers, and I think also with this amount of 25% of this 193 Ks, we already have a really decent revenue at the end.
But on the features, it's basically a mock-up of the features you already know what should be the feature, it's only ideas.
It's like what we showed was a mock-up, like how it could look like, but we haven't yet programmed yet.
Yeah, that's what we need the money for.
Please, don't underestimate the value of hustling for likes. That's what drives the growth of any publicity, any advertising-based business model is driven by people actively drawing other people in. So you sort of disparaged Instagram by saying, oh, this isn't about hustling for likes, but that's how Instagram grew. That's how Twitter grew. People were competing for the largest possible Twitter following. That's how Facebook grew. Don't disparage it, okay? I'm trying to rack my brain to see if I would use this instead of, say, Apple Photos plus a good WhatsApp group with my Erasmus local group. And that's strictly going to depend on the quality of the offers you have. The quality of the offers you have is strictly going to depend on the size you can achieve. And if you're really that dependent on scale, don't underestimate competition in terms of, oh, I'm the most popular person in X network. Because people still, you still see headlines nowadays saying, oh, Cristiano Ronaldo has X million followers on X social network. It still works these days. Don't disparage it.
But, sorry, is there one more question or?
This was just general feedback.
Yeah. Maybe just to stick with that feedback. I think one of the major differences is one that we're taking this app as something that you might want to look back to afterwards as well. So I mean, we shouldn't take out of scope when we compare it to other services that after all, this is going to be an application that you also look back to when you say, okay, I had an amazing time abroad. How did it look like? What did I do? Maybe if I select my category food, what did I do? What did I eat? If I select university, what are the competitions that I competed in? What were the events that I shared? And I think about the growth as well, what we think is really interesting, for example, if we are here at this experience and I take a picture, then I have a memory of it, but Benny and Kilian don't. And our app would, for example, then allow, if I say I was here with Benny and Kilian, then the experience will be automatically shared to their experience book as well, and thus create a comprehensive view for all of us. And I think that is a very, very powerful tool that at least we got the confirmation in our market validation as well. And I think that is a valid problem, whereas I got to give you that one for the experiences. Of course, there are other things, but with our targeted approach, I think there's still some opportunity to grow into and to leverage as well.
Just one last question. I know it's the last of your concerns, of your problems, but why Exbo, the name?
We were thinking about the experience book, and that is the short version of it.
Experience.
Yeah.
Because it sounds always Expo, the exposition, so
okay.
Expo is confused. Okay, just a curiosity.
If you have a better suggestion.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.